Ella Forster's, Paula Lane, campaign against Liam Kavanagh, Johnny McPherson, and Chaz Dingle, Lucy Pargeter, is escalating exponentially in Emmerdale. Having been thrown in a spin by Liam and Chaz's engagement, Ella went down a dark path, exhibiting some strange behavior that saw her arrested for seemingly spiking Chaz's pain meds. Liam accused Ella of drugging Chaz after Chaz ended up in hospital from an overdose, and though Ella denied this, being found with Chaz's lost engagement ring cemented the theory in Liam's mind. He called the police, she was arrested, then released pending further investigation. In an odd move, Chaz then tried to bargain with her to get her to leave the village, which Ella then took as evidence to Manpreet, Rebecca Sarkar, that Chaz was in fact drugging herself and framing Ella in a twisted plot to rid herself of Liam's ex. But Ella still lost her job at the surgery and is still obsessed with Liam. The obsession has now hit harassment levels as Ella persistently messages and calls the pair. John Oliver Farnworth makes the somewhat obvious suggestion that Liam just turn off his phone, but it's not enough to stop obsessive Ella. Belle Eden Taylor Draper receives an email cancelling Liam and Chaz's wedding, and it's clear Ella has sunk to new levels of crazy. At his wit's end, Liam calls the police, but the harassment doesn't stop there. Next thing they know, a window is smashed in the pub. Liam and Chaz know exactly who's done it, with no idea she's watching them. Liam is completely perplexed by Ella's behavior and why she might want to hurt him in this way. Her behavior, and the things he thinks she has done, it's incredibly confusing to him, explains actor Johnny McPherson. He thought they were on fairly good terms. She's doing things and saying things that are apparently malicious and vindictive. I think he's struggling to understand or come to terms with why she's behaving the way that she is. In the end, he believes it to be her mental health, and he just wants to help her. I think the only explanation that Liam reaches is that she's got serious psychiatric problems, he reveals. But is it the case, or could someone be setting her up? Ella is not backing off. Her next move is to show up at Liam's house where Mandy is home alone and demands to see him. When Mandy refuses, Ella holds her against her will. Liam resigns himself to having to face this head-on, and goes to see her. Once there, Ella makes an interesting move. She pleads with Liam that she's being framed. Liam realizes he can't reason with crazy and tries to entrap her by pretending he wants her back in the hope he can trick her into confessing. Once again, he's underestimated Ella, who grabs a knife in response to his flagrant attempts to trap her. Explaining this tense scene, actor Johnny tells us, Ella is at the kitchen table and sat next to Mandy. She's got a Stanley knife, and the atmosphere is tense. He thinks that Ella's gone off the deep end and all he can think to do is get rid of Mandy, so she can call the police, and then try and talk Ella off the ledge, before Ella can do something stupid, and she flees, but a foolish Liam runs after her. Rationalizing this bonkers move, Johnny says, I think he knows that if it came to it, he could overpower Ella. I think he just wants to help her. That plays out in the way that the scene evolves. He just wants to give her a cuddle and tell her that everyone will be alright. He confronts her in the woods and, backed into a corner, Ella shoves him. He falls and hits his head, rendering him lifeless. After his recent head injury, it could well be traumatic. Ella is left sobbing over his body. Will Swelling find her before she flees again? And was she actually innocent all along?